how do we feel about non-playoff drivers racing playoff drivers so hard? Because there's a little bit more on the line when you have that playoff spoiler.
I want the drivers to race hard. They have to put food on their table and a roof over their head. If they don't win too, like they might be out. Like just because they're not in the playoffs doesn't mean they just roll over. And I think that's important. Also, I think it's important for them to know who they're racing and how hard they're racing them. If it's not for a win per se in that exact moment, I don't really want to see them running over guys. I'd like to see them race with a little bit more caution. But at the same time, for the playoff guys, don't put yourself in a situation where you can get run over by someone who has nothing to lose. So it's as part of the playoff system. And personally, I love it. If you don't like it, I got nothing for you because it's exciting as heck to watch.
Nate, do you give the playoff drivers a little bit more of a break if you're out of the playoffs?
If you're a few laps down, yes. Like if you're, taking out Martin Truex Jr. and you're not in contention for a top 10 or a victory, then I totally get it. But if you're Tyler Reddick going for your first victory and you're, fighting for position in a top 3 spot with William Byron, you have every right to that space on the racetrack. And again, I'll go back to Byron. I think he had 20 laps left at that point. And I think it was as much on him as it was on Reddick. I mean, Reddick's trying to get his first win. He's got as much right to that real estate, I think, as William Byron does. And William Byron's the first guy on new tires going into that restart. I think if he approaches it differently and doesn't think about like, oh, Reddick's not in the playoffs, he's not going to race me as hard, maybe that outcome transpires differently for William Byron. Maybe like to Mamba's point, I think maybe he does win that race if he just is a little bit more patient in that point.
Yeah, we will see. There's only now 8 that you have to work around. So we'll see how the rest of the field races. There's 8 guys coming up this next round. Well, let's touch on the 5 and the 11. Denny has come out swinging at the start of every single round of the playoffs. And then Larson has showed his dominance all season long and now builds up momentum heading to the round of 8. So, Nate, can anybody test the 5 and the 11? Is there going to be somebody that shows up as, hey, maybe we're here to fight too?
I mean, I hate to be boring, Alex, but it doesn't feel that way. I mean, it feels like we've reset the season. Since the playoffs began, it feels like it's reset to, midsummer when Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin were the 2 guys to watch every week. Even though Hamlin wasn't winning then, there was no question it was Kyle Larson 1, Denny Hamlin 1A. And I feel like since the playoffs have begun, that's become even more emphasized and magnified. And I don't see anybody else really stepping up. I mean, maybe Truex because he's been strong at the 750 tracks, and certainly with Martinsville, Phoenix ending the season, if he can get through those 2 rounds and get to the championship round, he could be a factor. But to me, it starts and ends right now with the 5 and the 11.
Yeah, somebody tell Steve Livender that there's not a big 3 this year. There's only a big 2. Mamba, can anybody get to the 5 and the 11?
Heck yeah, someone's been with the 5 and 11 all year. I can't believe everyone is sleeping on this cat. YRB, the 12 boys. I am telling you, they are excited for this round. This round is circled. If they felt like if they could get to this round in a position to go for this championship, it was theirs to lose. They are ready to go. The 12 and the 11 actually had a great race at Texas. And then somebody cut across the racetrack 4 lanes and took that, messed that all up, right? So they're going to be slugging it out at Texas. I'm excited for it. I really think that everyone's been sleeping on them. They've been super consistent all year. Got the 3 wins, as I talked about before. Good at Texas, good at Kansas, good at Martinsville, good at Phoenix. Man, give me the 12. Give me that 12.
All right.